take the ride. So let's talk MTG and take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never want to miss the vibe. Hatcher is the master of MTG. Oh, live streams and videos are never a bore. Streams are fun and super chaotic. You'll be back as it's all hypnotic. Come hang out, let's battle for Lord of the Boys. Hatcher's got the insights, he's got us all on board. In the world of magic, the gathering needs a master and a guide. So let's talk MTG and take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never won't miss the vibe. one, you better subscribe. Never won't miss the vibe.
Always doing it sunny side up. It's the hen. Fuck. Beep beep vroom vroom, bitches. How you guys doing? How you doing? Aetherdrift spoiler season has commenced, and we we are in a new realm of stupidity. So I hope that you have been having an enjoyable Tuesday, because we're gonna have a good time talking some smack and going over some of the roasting. Wizards is getting roasted by a bunch of people over this Aetherdrift garbage, especially the trailer. So this is the fun we're gonna have this evening. Now, let me get the live stream link. We'll share that in the Discord, and then we shall proceed from that point as usual. All right? One moment. Okay, here we go. Well, I definitely didn't spell that right, but I'm not worrying about it. It don't matter. Okay. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Switch that up so I can see the chat properly. And excellent. Everything looks like it's good. So, a little bit of strawberry Kool-Aid action. And we are good for our hellos. So, what up, Gossett, Jess, Kenzigi, Willie, Millmaster, Joe, DB, Christopher, Fisher, Gianna, Zircon, Azure, Shelton, Hurst, Everyday, Hude, Potts, Rowdy, Kenny, Kevin, Total, Abook, Sum, Teferi, Heavy Metal, Kurt. I think that is everybody who I can currently see in the chat. So hello to you. Hello to anybody watching this afterwards, and hello to anybody lurking who did not say hello. I know you're there. I can feel you. I can feel you in the room. All right. So, Bill Matt says, Magic Historian presents Roast of Wizards of the Coast. I mean, bro, they deserve it. They deserve it. What up, Ned? How you doing, buddy? Every day trips you out to receive a notification and watch me type it. Yeah, it's weird how the delay between like when I actually do and say things and when you see it is that gap, right? It creates a weird kind of time warp effect. Legendary, what's up? The yellow border card made you think of Crazy Taxi, but you also think it's ugly. I've never actually played or really seen Crazy Taxi, so I assume you just drive around like a maniac in a taxi cab, right? What up, Cannoli? Fisher, bring on all the mummies. Bring it on. Oh, speaking of bringing it on, bro, the post office is back open, so feel free to ship that box whenever you want. Carly's only been waiting for those recipes for like 800 years. 1 million, 2 million, 8 million years. Well, the number just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. I saw it flowing by in the chat with people saying the Aether Spark looks cool. No, it doesn't. It's a stupid racing trophy necklace. It doesn't look cool. It looks dumb, and I hate it. The power of the card is undeniable, though. Let's be real. The power of the card is undeniable. So, if you have not seen the Magic the Gathering trailer and you want to check it out before we start roasting it and talking smack on it here, I'm actually going to drop the link for it in the chat. Right? It's about 1.5 minutes, so I've dropped the link, and I will wait a few minutes for anybody who wants to go and actually watch that now so you can fully appreciate what we're talking about. Millmaster Carly needs recipes? No. Fisher just picked up a recipe book a while ago for her. We've been waiting for it. She's got a lot of recipes, but there's always room for more. It's not a need. It's not a need. It's a like, Juggling, what's up, bro? How you doing? Jess, yep. Well, he's a busy man, bro. He is a busy man. Chug, Bloomborough made you happy and Aetherdrift makes you sad. You know what? Me too. I would say that Aetherdrift chugs. Huh? See what I did there? I used your name. in a terrible fashion. What up, Goddard? How you doing? Heavy Metal, you had the Italian Job on PlayStation. It had some similarities with Crazy Taxi. Never played that one either, bro. Fisher, oh, bro, it's all good, man. Do whenever. Do it whenever. You got other stuff on the go that you need to do first? I completely understand. I'm just hassling you. I'm just hassling you. What up, Tarkus? All right, so give it a couple minutes. You guys want to check out the trailer? Check it out. Check it out, and we shall discuss. We shall discuss this awful garbage and a bunch of the fun comments that people are making. Oh, in the meantime, let me tell you, I'm pretty happy. Finalized my newest sponsorship today, so we've got it settled, and I'm starting to work on the ad spots, and I've got a pretty funny idea for the one. I don't know if it'll make it into the end spot, but currently it's a pretty funny idea. So in the next couple of days, the sponsorship is actually going to show up in one of the live streams. So that'll be cool. Hugh, you watch the trailer and you're happy your brain was off because you were like, what's going on? Yeah. Juggling, you saw it was pretty bad? Absolutely. I made Carly watch it with me and she was like, this is low budget garbage, you know? Every day, that's right. Traveling through time, bro. Kurt, you watched it? All right, you're up to speed. Some you'd like to see a crossover in Universe Beyond Terry Pratchett's Discworld? I like Discworld. I do. So, I mean, if we're getting Universes Beyond no matter what, it'd be cool to get ones that, you know, are enjoyable as opposed to this Aetherdrift stuff, which isn't even a Universe Beyond, but it totally feels like a Universe Beyond. Kenny, yeah, exactly. The new cycle of Vergelands. I was like, oh, new Vergelands. And then I looked and I'm like, loot's in all the art. All the flavor text is about loot. And I'm like, no, this set is so loot heavy. I hate it. Hey, thanks, Jugglem. Kurt, yep, they definitely do say it's only a death race if you die. It's like, make up your mind. Is this a race for high stakes or is this goofy, hey, blah, 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 right? Oh, the Aether Spark is so important for Chandra to get. Hey, guys, gibbity goo. All right, then. Kevin, the Aetherdrift trailer's making you miss the Duskmorn one. That's funny. DB just watched it. That was horrible. Does that car have a dead shark strapped to it? Yup. You'd, I know, right? The announcer said it's only a death race if you die. It's stupid. What up, Stranded? How you doing? It was an amazing Hearthstone trailer. Pretty much. It does have that kind of a vibe to it. People called it like a mobile ad and stuff. Honestly, okay, so I think this is long enough after I posted it to actually start talking about it, right? So, everything about this trailer basically tweaks me. I hate that little knob who is actually the announcer with this stupid microphone staff. I hate the sound of his voice. I hate the entire concept of the actual trailer. It's just so unappealing. It's so unengaging. It doesn't like, wow, look, this is cool. This is something I want to be a part of. This is just a mess of garbage. They're trying to make stuff for, 6-year-olds now? Who is this meant to appeal to, honestly? I don't even understand. Do you win the big race by jumping the shark? Book, nice. Gian, it reminded you of some 70s cartoon commercials. It's low quality. What up, Eng? Why is Winter alive? Rex, who cares? Who gives a shit? Let me ask you a real question. Is Winter compelling to you in any way? Did anything that happened with Winter in the Duskmorn story make you give a shit about Winter and want to know more about them? Anything at all? Because if not, who cares if they're alive, right? They're just in the race. Oh, but if you don't win the race, you got the demon spirits behind you. You're going to be in trouble. Oh, you know you're going to get killed. But they won't kill him. Winter will just be sent back to Valgavoth's house, and he'll just hang out there. They'll be like, Valgavoth was mean to him. He made him eat rotten hot dogs and tickled him. You know, like it's just the House of Horror. I mean, the Valgavoth isn't even that impressive, man. They made him look so epic in the artwork. And in the story, he just smacks somebody with a wing and then gets stabbed, and that's it. He's a joke. He's a joke, right? The whole thing's a joke. Who gives a shit who won the race? It's what's his name? Basri and his stupid mummy team won the spark. Who cares, right? The whole thing is dumb. Dumb. Stranded, yep, it does not show the racers. Well, probably don't want to give you any time to actually think and absorb it. So it's, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Kenny, it seems to you like it was an unset. See, they scrapped unsets a couple of years ago, and they weren't making any more unsets. So I don't see it that way at all. I see it as, we want to just do Universes Beyond, but we want to go, well, how do we do it cheaper? And also, we want to tell people, we're not all just doing Universe Beyond. We're still doing lots of in-worlds. But Aetherdrift it's Universes Beyond. It really is. You're like, no, this is in Universe. Is it? Is it? With your microphone stands and your put down your remote. Put down your remote, the ad says. Put down your remote. Burn rubber for racing fame. And I'm like, I wish I could burn this out of my brain, bro. I wish I could burn it out of my brain. How did Loot escape Valgavoth? He didn't. Loot is being kept in a Mad Max cage on Winter's car, and they're using him as a warp jump. And then he just gets out of the cage somehow. Maybe they cover it in the story. I don't know, because I refuse to fucking read it. After the first 2 installments, I'm like, I'm not reading any more of this fucking horse shit. And I talked about how bad the story was, and somebody left a comment going, what are you talking about? The story's not bad. The 5th installment is amazing. And I'm like, but what about the first 4 installments? What about the 80% of the story that came before that? Right? Right? You know? What? David, you enjoyed my set review video and we're laughing along to my hate of Loot. I hate Loot with an unimaginable passion. I despise him, and people are gaining a lot of joy trolling me about that. There's an entire Loot-based deck on its way to me. Millmaster Super Chat says, it's like the previous diarrhea that Wizards gave us as sets was eaten by Wizards and re-diarrheaed into even more distressing monstrosity. You know what? You are 100% correct. It's recycled dumps. All right, Millmaster, you are the lord of the board. Guys, yesterday, remember the gigantic whiteboard? Guess what? When I was opening the box of it hit the power button, which we knew yesterday. But what I didn't know, it completely corrupted the recording of the stream. So, like, I started another chunk later and was like, I can stitch them together. But it wasn't actually possible. So all I had was, like, the end of the stream, which was missing a ton of context from the beginning of the stream. So it's useless. So that whole stream, unfortunately, is gone. Which sucks, considering it was specifically about talking about the game story. Oh, well, anyways, whatever. Shit happens. It happens. Stranded, burn rubber. Half the racers aren't even using rubber. It's like they're desperate to make sure that they don't mention magic in any real way. At one point, they just go, use souls as magical gas. Oh. What? Souls are magical fuel. Okay. This is really stupid. Everybody blows up and dies in this race. It's an ultra diggity death race. And it's like, I thought that they said that they calmed the thing down, and now it's like this actual genuine event that's used to spread Avishkar's influence. Which is it? Which is it? Is it a serious racing event now? Or is it a hocus pocus Magoo idiot fest? Right? It's ridiculous. Yeah, yep. There's a ton of slush art. Do you see the one guy? Did you see the one insect dude at like the end of the video that I put out? He literally just looks like he's stuck on top of the car. Like they're just like, okay, take the artwork we already have for this insect shaman and put a car under him. So dumb. So dumb. Heavy metal, have I ever heard? Have you heard that song, I Hate Everything? I hate everything about you. Why does Loot exist? Right? Chris, every draft you opened Loot you've passed, even if it was in that color. Nice, bro. Nice. So yeah, the whole trailer is a minute and a half of trash, and there's so many people picking it apart. In fact, let's read some choice comments from the official trailer. People have posted some fun stuff on here. The first one: this trailer looks like a mobile game ad I would skip before watching the actual video I wanted to click on. Feels very real, doesn't it? What up, Lore Seeker? How you doing, buddy? You know what? I think there's actually going to be a quote from you in here, because I'm pretty sure you left a comment that made me amused as well. So, yeah, the next one. What the fuck was that? And that's a quote from Richard Garfield. There you go. Yeah, Lore Seeker, it is you, buddy. It says, typically ads are supposed to make you want the product. 100%. Gideon died for this? Now go watch the War of the Spark trailer. For real, though. For real. If you haven't seen the War of the Spark trailer, if you compare the quality level of it to this Aetherdrift nonsense garbage, like they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel as hard as they can with this absolute trash. It's so wild. The quality, like, there were aspects of the War of the Spark trailer I didn't like because of what they did with Liliana's character. But the actual quality of the trailer, I was like, whoa, they went pretty deep with the actual effort on that one, right? It's not all bad. I personally liked the comment section. Like, there's every single top comment is people shitting on this, right? On one hand, there's yikes. But on the other hand, there's oof. Card games on motorcycles. I miss Magic the Gathering. Whoever approved this trailer for release should be exiled from play. I like the idea of a race, but for the love of Planeswalkers, choose if you want to tell a joke or want me to believe that the Aether Spark is important and the race is deadly with high stakes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Timberwolf, Grand Archive. Never heard of it, bro. Never heard of it. Is it good? Kebby, the set makes you want to quit Magic. It's so bad you'd rather play Markov Manor. I know, right? If you had went back in time when Markov Manor and Thunder Junction were kicking Magic in the dick and told me, bro, a year from now, you're going to pine for this, I'd be like, you're high on crack, son. Right? But no, Aetherdrift is worse than the detective set. It's worse than Thunder Junction, right? It is just nightmarishly awful. Just nightmarishly bad. Hey, Christ Super Chat says, update to root for perps love a loot. Woot woot. Oh, you little fancy rhymey boy. You are a fancy rhymer. Hey, Blue Cats, what's up? Dwight, you love my beep beep vroom vroom comment? That's it. That's how I think of this set, man. Hell, I even pinned it to the top of the chat. You can see up there it says, vroom vroom beep beep bitches. Because that's it. That's what this is. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. And the Aether Spark is meaningless. Who cares if somebody even becomes a Planeswalker now? Because you can just go anywhere with Omen Pass. It doesn't matter. Well, the Omen Pass are actually hard to travel crazy pass. Are they? Because everybody can go everywhere. 67 different dickhead legends went to Dumbfuck Junction. And we got all these Wang Lords here for the stupid race. It's goofy as hell, man. Burican, the trailer took your depression to the next level. All right, I believe it. David, on the Magic Twitch stream, the one thing I remember the one official guy saying was, notice the road in the background. That's it. They shoved roads in. We've got this big dinosaur. Paint a road down at the bottom. We've got Hazaret. Paint a road behind her. Well, I have a question. For you about Hazaret, if you don't mind. Well, what's that? Well, doesn't Hazaret still have like Nicol Bolas regalia from when Nicol Bolas was in charge in this artwork? Hey, shut up. No, this is afterwards. Amonkhet's been rebirthed and purged of Nicol Bolas and all his influence. So then why is Hazaret wielding like a Bolas staff or whatever? Like, what's going on there? Why does Bolas still feel involved? Are you sure this was artwork actually made for the set, or did you take Amonkhet artwork and drive and put Hot Wheels tracks in the background, right? Could put a sound of screeching tires, and there were screeching tires at the beginning. Actually, bro, you just reminded me, I have a hilarious idea for the pre-release. What I'm going to do is I have this portable speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker, and where is it? It's around here somewhere. My watch has an MP3 player built into it. I am going to load like noises, a whole bunch of those onto my watch in like an MP3, and then I'm gonna have the speaker turned on, and when Buddy comes back to start the pre-release and he starts doing the announcements and the pairings, I'm just gonna be like, well, I'll probably have to turn it on in advance because it makes a noise. Yeah, he probably won't notice that. So, and then I'll just have it literally making traffic gridlock noises in the background. Her, her, beep, beep, beep. Her, her. I'll turn this back up now, because I thought that would be hilarious. Larry, Wizards is pretty much every level of bankrupt at this point. Creatively bankrupt, morally bankrupt, and soon to be financially bankrupt. I don't know if the financial bankruptcy is going to come soon. I don't know about that. I agree with the rest. Total says, I like how they made the card super good, so we look past how garbage the art is. Well, I still see it. I still see it. Thompson, yeah, the narrator's voice in the trailer is super annoying. Agreed. Not a fan of the start your engine mechanic. I've already fielded multiple rules questions about it, including texts from friends saying, can I proliferate this? And it's like, no, it doesn't use counters. So Wizards of the Coast just keeps creating more and more complex mechanics. Now this is something that you have to keep track of, but you have to keep track of it, but also it doesn't use counters or anything else, even though it feels like it would, because things that build up like that. There's all of these outside the game emblem style things now, you know? Like the dungeons and all kinds of different nuttiness. Millmaster's membership message says, Roads, where we're going, you may need roads. You know what, man? That just put that Portishead Roads song in my head. I love that song, man. Portishead's awesome. Can't believe they couldn't get Vin Diesel for this set. Listen, Dwight. Why not? You haven't seen yet the secret layers that go along with this, right? That's another hilarious thing about this set. They're like, we have special guests curated by the secret layer team. What does that even mean? You just throw random reprints into every set. No, but listen, guy, the people who do the secret layer stuff did this. And how is that? Every set has weird, crazy extra crap. How is this any different? Shut up and get excited, dickhead. Right? That's the idea. Chrome Mox, yeah, I mean that they put the Chrome Mox in there to try and hedge their bets too. It's just like, hey, this doesn't actually have anything to do with this set, but we got to put something in here just in case. Sheldon, I don't know the anime Initial D. If it's a bunch of car noise, I don't want music. I don't want any of that. I want it to literally sound like we are stuck in gridlock, bro. You know? That's what I want. I want it to just be a bunch of honking and angry, like yelling, hey, move it! Beep, 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 beep. Hey! You know? Maybe some jackhammers. I don't know 100%. Shane, you agree on Portishead? Hell yeah, buddy. Bull Falcon, yeah, he's going the distance, buddy. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of Aether drifting. Is there a way to get rid of emblems? Yeah, concede. Your opponent loses all their emblems the moment you concede the game. They won't get to take them to the next game. You could use Karn to reset the game. That's how you get rid of emblems. Every day you're happy that all the unglued cards that roll a d6 are perfectly normal now. It's true, actually. A bunch of the uncards feel normal by comparison. Fisher, the new speed mechanic feels a lot like the MLP coolness ability. It does move up in like 20% increments, right? So, Millmaster, I don't know what that is. Is that a TV show, a movie? Red Rider? I don't know. I've heard people mentioning Redline in regards to this, and they've shared some little images, and I'm actually genuinely curious about Redline now, but not from a perspective of wanting to, like, oh, it'll help me appreciate Aetherdrift. Just, oh, will this be an enjoyable thing on its own? I don't know. I can enjoy a bunch of different things, but I don't necessarily want them all mashed together into one beast. Kenny, they didn't say it's chrome like metal used on cars, bro. They said, according to our accounting, we need to put something big in here to try and push this Garbo set in case people are reticent about it. Blue Cats, yeah, Road Rage, exactly. I'm only planning on playing the traffic noises. I'm only planning on playing the traffic noises at the beginning when he's doing the announcements. But you know what else I thought would be fucking hilarious to do? Is print up my own speeding tickets and issue them to my opponents when they start going max speed. I'm like, here's a citation. You owe me $5. I'm gonna hand out speeding tickets to anybody going the max speed. I'm gonna have to impound your deck. And here's your ticket, $5. That's not one hand clapping. That's one hand grasping for $5. Darth, you take the red line to Walter Reed. Oh, you're a subway man. Heavy Metal says, Magic might be taking a turn for the worse, but the good news is I get a snow day. Late start to work tomorrow. Hell yeah, bro. Wait. A snow day is when you don't have to go to work, not you go to work late. But still, you take what you can get, right? Red Rider is a Canadian rock band. Oh, yeah, no, I never heard of them. Never had it in the States till their lead singer went solo with that Life is a Highway. Oh, bro, I know that song. Tom Cochran? I want to ride it all night long. I actually really don't. I don't care that much about that song, but I remember it because they played it on the radio so much. And it's not like it's a bad song, but it's never a song I will actually load up and listen to myself, you know? Will emblem removing ever be a thing? Every day, anything's possible. We're moving into the realm of like ultra power creep. When I saw that dinosaur, 2 green and 3, for an 8/8 trampler that also has cycling bonus abilities, I was like, this is cracked, bro. This is cracked. It's insane. Yeah, McGar, you're sad they included Road Rage? Of course they did. Of course they did. What other some... It's not the final nail in the coffin, but the casket has been polished. This wacky race is just so fast and furious. Everyone's got such a need for speed as Hot Wheels. When the Gran Turismo was just a big old mishmash. Remember how cool the Throne of Eldraine trailer was? They've made some budget cuts for sure. This is the Nickelodeon kart racers of Magic. Bro, I really hope this is rock bottom. Literally, every single comment is people who are unhappy about it. Like... There's so many people complaining about that. It's only a death race if you die. While everyone else is complaining they've just gone back to a style trail that worked perfectly well for them for years. What? I'm just annoyed they're leaning so hard into this being a death race when the actual Aetherdrift story just treats it as your typical high-stakes racing event. Exactly. It does not feel like a death race. They're like, oh, it's so scary in death race. Is it? I'm pretty sure when I scrolled down far enough into the comments on one of these, somebody was like, is this a card game or a racing game? I don't know what I'm looking at. Magic's trying so damn hard to be Hearthstone now. At the pace they're releasing sets, it's becoming more and more obvious they've started cutting corners. Magic is imploding on itself. We want to go full 1000% universe beyond. Wait a minute, that's Tarkus. Tarkus is in here. When did unsets become standard legal? Nice Hot Wheels League of Legends crossover. Was this animated with AI? That was the announcer from the now defunct mobile Magic game Spellslingers. That game sucked. This is depressing on so many levels. Remember that this is one of the few designated in-universe sets we're getting this year. I feel that so much, bro. So much. It's missing. Hey, the Micro Machines guy was awesome, Gianna. That guy was great. I love Micro Machines. I have such nostalgia for the aircraft carrier. I had one. And like it opens up and you can store your cars in there. And it had like a little Lambo and some color changing cars. I remember specifically playing with them a lot on the trip when I was young, and my parents took me to Disneyland. I remember the Micro Machines then. You could put Drive by Incubus on your playlist too. Is is that the one where he goes, "Pardon me while I burst into flames"? Saving the trailer budget for Tarkir. Oh, poor Stranded, bro. I got really, 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 really bad news for you, bro. Really bad news. Tarkir is probably going to be as bad as Aetherdrift. The trailer, they're not saving money for it. You know where they're spending the money on the trailers? I'll give you 3 guesses. Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Here's what they're doing with Tarkir, bro. They're going to take Tarkir's... whoa, you know, like... Oh, good Lord. I'm fine with different styles of trailers. I'm fine with an animated trailer. I'm fine with one that's done with that, like what they did with the War of the Spark trailer. But I want it to be coherent. I want it to be coherent and inviting and not a bunch of garbage nonsense. And that's what this trailer is. It's complete fucking trash. Normally, when they put out a trailer, there will be some people complaining, but then there will be people going, "Oh no, I like this. This is all right." But like for real, like how many comments have I gone down here? Wow. What is this? 10, 20, maybe 30, 40 at least so far, where nobody's saying anything positive at all. At all. This looks absolutely ridiculous for being real Magic. Somehow makes Universe Beyond stuff look more legit, but this is where we are now. At least they're running into detective hats or desert hats. I don't think this could have been more cheaply made. Just don't even bother next time and it would devalue your brand less. It would be better to have no trailer than this trailer. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, I'm actually, you know what? Now I'm just going to scroll until I find somebody saying something positive. Anybody? Wow, still no. I guess, okay, here's one that could be considered. I love the guy from Spellslingers getting work again. I mean, there you go. There's something positive. Is there anybody? Wow, okay. Is there? Wow, man. This is crazy. This is genuinely crazy. I've never, All right, here we go. Finally. Never been this excited for a set. Let's go. I found somebody. And it's at least 100 comments down. This is crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts. Wow. They'll pay $1 billion for a Super Bowl ad for Spider-Man. They'll put more into it than this, for sure. For sure. What up, Ziria? How you doing? The trailer was trash indeed. The debut, they just flashed a ton of cards and it all felt crappy. I felt like they showed off more cards than usual. I'm just like, they're just dumping it out there. Let's go, let's go. Hugh, yeah, the volume of complaints definitely feels above average, and it's understandable. I mean, this is a pot that's boiling, right? We already had Markov Manor and Thunder Junction last year, and that was awful and did a whole bunch of damage. And then the pressure kind of eased off a bit. Bloomborough did well, right? So Bloomborough was good. That was a shining star. And Duskmourn didn't do banger, but it didn't fail like Thunder Junction and Markov Manor did. So it was an okay-ish reception to that set. And Foundation's got a good reception. So that took some of the heat out of the insane rage boiling, right? But now Wizards cranked the heat. They're offering very little of worth in this trailer, bro. Yes, you think I found a bot? No, I went down far enough. It looks like a legit comment. It looks like a legit comment. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that it is being positive, you know? Mignon, what the hell did I just watch? Dumbest set in Magic's so lame now. It's really unfortunate, bro. Larry, you bought a second Ravnica Clue edition, so you can't buy Aetherdrift. Who would have thought? Who would have thought you'd just be like, I'd rather buy Markov Manor than this. Ned, positive looks better than Aftermath. I mean, at least Aftermath was like, felt like it was in the Magic universe. It was the aftermath of the Phyrexian invasion, rather than just like, oh, we're just gonna pave the earth and put up a casino. Oh, that's why SimCity. I'm like, why did I go pave the earth and then a casino? I'm thinking SimCity, like the old Super Nintendo SimCity. Chuglam, yep. The writing for the trailer's terrible. It definitely feels like they want to aim at like children with this stuff. They're freaked out that their player base is old, right? You do a Google search, it'll even tell you the average age of Magic players is like 30 to 45, 30 to 50, something like that, 30 and above. And that is not what Wizards wants to see. We got to get young blood into this. We got to get new blood into this. Maybe if we make the dumbest crap imaginable with no thought and put no real effort into it and slap a bunch of crap together, we can get the kids in here. Lotan, Rosewater has no power at Wizards of the Coast, bro. He is a forward-facing mouthpiece, right? So, essentially, he just says whatever's good for the company. The only thing that it's worth listening to Rosewater about is actual design stories, where he talks about the different colors they had considered making cards, the different mechanics. Anything other than that, he's a corporate mouthpiece who just says what he's told. And he, like, the stuff that he'll say to us will be like, listen, you don't have to worry about Universes Beyond. It's a side thing. It's not like it's a main thing. We're not putting it into the main sets. He told us that like a week before they officially announced, oh, half of Standard is Universe Beyond. Well, guess what? Rosewater knew that. He knew that it was going to be like that, right? Because he worked on the stuff. He's in the company. So he knew for over a year that this was happening. And he kept telling us over and over. And doing it X months before, okay, a week before, 10 days before, telling us, don't worry about Universes Beyond. Fuck you, dickhead, right? Like, for real. So Rosewater has no control. He's just got to try and keep his job, bro. That's the deal. That's the deal. You know? I believe in his passion for Magic design to a degree. But ultimately, he is not to be trusted. Kenny, oh yeah, Marvel. Are you kidding me? Spider-Man? It's gonna get a bunch of advertising, bro. 100%. What up, Spurl? The writing in the lore chapter that dropped yesterday was absolutely atrocious. Wasn't the one yesterday the actual final installment? I refused. Like, I read the first installment, and once I got to that servant part, I was just like, well, here we are. Here we are. I'm being disrespected for having a brain, being capable of reading. Like, how does anybody read that and not immediately point that out? There's a bunch of frustrating issues in the first installment. And I read the second installment thinking maybe I can go through this and pull a lore video out of all these together. But the reality is no. So I haven't bothered to read the rest yet. At some point, I'll probably sit down and pick it all apart and make a big roast the shit out of the lore video. But that's it. That's it. Like, I feel bad for anybody who likes my Fantasy Geographic channel and was hoping for the Aether Spark story, because I abso-fucking-lutely refuse to make a video series on it because it's dreadful. It's dreadful, unengaging, dog shit garbage written by somebody who didn't care for fucking mouth-breathing morons. Really, right? That's it. It's written at a low level. So if you're intelligent, you're going to have a hard time enjoying the story. That's just the reality of it. If you're a dum-dum who doesn't notice, she just said they don't have servants. And now her dad's talking about the servants waking her up. And now they're going, my dad's mad because he has to pay the servants. And it's like, so now you're saying Kaladesh had slavery. When they made the set 7 years ago, it had slaves in it. Did it? Because people were forced to work for free. So, literal slavery. Do you want to cover that? You're not supposed to think about that. You're just supposed to be like, what a good person Sita is. She hates slavery. It's bad. wow, she's awesome. I hope I can see her run the race on foot because that'll be satisfying and not stupid as hell, right? Harrison, the price is why the young are not there. That's one reason, bro, right? That's one reason. The magic is expensive, but at the same time, like, kids are going to go for Pokemon or other things before they'd ever go for Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is never, ever, ever going to capture this young market that they're aiming for. It's not going to happen. All they're going to do is brutalize their brand and destroy it in the long term. That's what's going to happen. It's not like 10 years from now, it's going to be like, wow, Magic went through a renaissance and all these young kids are getting in and oh, look, the average player age is now 17. Woo, we did it, boys. Fuck that. 10 years from now, the problem will be, shit, most of our players are 40 years or older. That's going to be the fucking reality, bro. Hugh, you refuse to read any of the new lore? Well, I have to be real. I keep holding out hope. I underneath it all, I hold out hope that things will get better. That's why I'm still here. Underneath it all, I love Magic. I love playing the game, and I hope it will get better. There's a bunch of people that don't get that. Look, man, if you hate Magic so much, why don't you leave? No, bro, I love Magic more than you. That's it. That's the reality. You just don't understand. You can't conceive of a love like mine because when you want, if something isn't good to you, just be like, I'm leaving. I'm not here to try and help you fix things. I'm not here to point out what's wrong. I'm not here to hold out hope. I don't give a shit. Magic can die in a gutter and I don't care. I do care. I care way more than the people who tell me that I need to quit. It's like, you don't even understand how much I care, asshole. Don't you understand? I'm an entertaining, fun guy. I can go do whatever I want. I'm here by choice. Every day it makes you sad the storyline for Magic's so poor. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Long-term players are still here. They're still here. Some of us. But yeah, I mean, they're driving people off in a number of ways, right? Chug, your kids got into it during Duskmorn and Bloomberg and they loved it. They think Aetherdrift looks dumb. Oh, swing and a miss, Wizards. Even the kids are telling you to get fucked, bro. Minion Sorcery is on your kitchen table these days and you couldn't be happier. His Sorcery has some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And the cards just feel really satisfyingly high quality. Even, like, I've got the alpha starter decks, right? And just even the deck boxes and stuff they come in, they feel so much better. Magic's gotten so cheap in so many ways. They've got that, like, we're the king. Once upon a time, we were fit and we were out there conquering and winning battles and protecting our people. But now, we're that fat, old lazy king who believes that I'm just entitled to rule. It doesn't matter how I treat you or what I do to you. Fuck you. Tribute is owed. You have to pay up. So I'm going to keep increasing taxation, no longer protect you. It's that kind of a mentality. Wizards of the Coast used to care about us. Genuinely. Once upon a time, they were like, hey, this product that we've made is so bad, we got to burn it. We can't sell this to people. It's such poor quality. And now they actively cut corners wherever possible and give us cards where straight out of the pack, the edges are all white and shitty because they couldn't be bothered to spend the extra penny it would cost to sharpen the blade. That's it. It could cost an extra cent a card. But guess what? That's 14 more cents a pack. And that's 14 cents per pack that Hasbro can get, and you can get fucked and have garbage cards and try and deal with customer support and wait 6 months for your fucking replacements if you even get them. If you don't get told, we consider that standard normal product and we don't do replacements. Because they do say that for roller lines and a bunch of other things. It's aggravating for somebody who's been around for so fucking long to see how far things have fallen, bro. Harrison, you're an Australian over the past 10 years. Less high school aged players are getting in. Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't see a lot of younger people hopping into Magic anymore, bro. It's unfortunate. I haven't seen the Temet, so I can't weigh in on what you guys are saying, but I can just obviously straight out agree with Bull Falcon that they're lazy about their card wordings because they are. Because they are. So yeah, this like it's ridiculous. This is purest absurdity, man. Purest absurdity. The trailer is nightmarish. The set is so dumb. It's like people are like, so this set's about Chandra getting her spark back. It's like, well, first of all, Chandra didn't lose her spark. Secondly, she doesn't actually win the race, right? That whole thing doesn't even... You're supposed to... Whoa, Chandra's going for it. But nope, guess what? Basri and his team win. Okay, am I supposed to care? Because I fucking don't, right? There's so many people saying compared to the War of the Spark trailer. A lot of unset comments. This new Fortnite Rocket League card game looks good. Hasbro killed everything. Running out of racers? More like running out of ideas. Do creative people still work at Wizards? You know what? There are some, I bet, tucked in there somewhere. But they have no control over anything. So they just have to do what they're told. And they already know internally that sets like this don't go over well. The low-hanging trope fruit, they said, oh, hey, Markov Manor and Thunder Junction did not go over well. And we've learned our lessons from it, but that won't come into effect for 2025. The most you can hope for is next year, unfortunately. Spurl, do I think Chrome Mox included in Aetherdrift will help boost sales? Probably. Probably, yeah. I mean, people like to have big things to chase after. People like cracking boosters. I like cracking boosters. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. It's just harder to enjoy it when the cards are so stupid, when the story flavor is so stupid. You know what I mean? Rowdy, it feels bad how things have become, and you started in 2009. Yeah, well, imagine if you started back in the mid-90s, bro. Potts, yep, Outer Space is coming later this year. Ziria, you know what's... I didn't read the end, so I don't know how bad it goes. I just saw somebody mentioning Basri's team won, and I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That tracks, okay. But I haven't read, like, the... God. Just thinking about it makes me go, oh, I don't even want to, man. I don't want, like, it's not, I don't know. I may or may not read it at this point, is how I feel. At some point. Hugh, yep, the game doesn't know what it wants to do. On top of that, like, digital things are taking over more and more. Physical things are finicky. Are you going to play physical Magic the Gathering and deal with all this crap? Or are you just going to go and play some other video game with your boys? You know? When are they going to spoil the family card? At some point, I presume there'll be a nod to that, you know? Kern, you thought this was going to create an interesting world using Magic's creativity, and in the end it looks like a bad comic book set? That doesn't feel like an unfair description. Hasbro is has-been? Has-been? More like Hasbro? Hasbro. Elspeth? Wait, Elspeth makes an appearance? What? Elspeth makes an appearance. What? Wait. How does Elspeth tie into this? Elspeth is in the story. You're fucking with me, aren't you? Probably making that up. Everything's so goofy that I can't even tell anymore. I'm like, they could. They just went, Elspeth went outside the blind tourneys and Sarah hugged her and froze time and grew wings on Elspeth's back. It's like, Sarah? The dead planeswalker? Yeah? She's outside. There's no such thing as outside the blind attorneys. Well, she's there. Oh. And she can control the entire multiverse with time control. What? What? Like... Will speeding ticket be an artifact or a curse enchantment? I don't know, man. She comes in and saves them from dragons, and the Amonkhet literally goes, she's ignorant for not noticing us? What? Elspeth shows up to the race in Aetherdrift and saves the racers from dragons attacking them? And then the Amonkhet are upset because they didn't get attention from Elspeth? No. Okay. What is this the last installment? I can't believe this. This is literally so deranged that I feel like I have to go and look at this right now. I got to control F for Elspeth here. Episode 6, The Bloodless Revolution. Good job, wizards. Oh, we fixed the world. Oh, it's bloodless because we're good people. All right. Oh, my God. I type in Elspeth, and the first sentence says, Elspeth's got the dragon handled. What? What? Oh, Nissa feels sad when she sees Elspeth. I remember what it was like to fight her when I was a Phyrexian. What the fuck? Elspeth's presence is one thing. A burning at the back of her throat. Okay. Oh, we're leaving, Vraska. Jay shouts, wow! Okay, all right. You know what? That's enough. That's enough for now. Well, you were right. You were right. Ugh. They will speak, yes, of the dragon, and of Basri's sand cloud shielding them from its view. They will speak, yes, of the angel, and the reprieve granted by her light. But they will speak also of her ignorance, for she never once looked upon the champions. Wizards paid for this, man. Like, Wizards paid for this. For a story to get us excited about this idiotic fucking set. Right, a poorly written story about a dumb vroom vroom beep beep race. Like, where do we go from here? What's next? Is next year actually going to be better? Or is it just going to be all universes beyond? Because they're like, well, we realized that there wasn't a good response. People just don't want universe within, like, actual universe within sets. Yes, we do, you fucking dickhead. You gave them to us for, like, almost 30 years. Ugh. Man. Like, what universe is this, bro? Magic the Gathering used to be like a fantasy-based game, right? People would come in, oh, what, you think summoning up dragons and demons makes sense, but summoning up a motorcycle doesn't? Yes. Yes, I do. Because that's the way the universe was built. Try the same thing with Lord of the Rings, dickhead. Oh, what? You think wizards and hobbits, oh, that's a real thing and can be okay? But you don't think they should fucking have attack helicopters in Lord of the Rings? Fuck you, it's magic, dickhead. So they just summon up a helicopter that files fucking missiles at Sauron. So, I can't even believe it. It's magic, stupid. People try that. People literally try and say that shit. It's like, are you being disingenuous? Or does your brain just not function? I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know if you're just fucking with me or if you're just stupid and literally can't fundamentally understand the difference, you donkey-brained dumb fuck. You know? It doesn't matter. Listen, if it doesn't matter, then shut up and go away and let the people who care fucking talk about it. It's ridiculous. You don't have anything nice to say. Go away, stop. Well, look, if you don't have anything nice to say, you go away and stop. That's how it works, right? Your logic is, if you don't like it, just go away. Same applies to me. If you're about to tell me to go away because I don't like it, you have to leave and shut your mouth by your own logic. So get fucked and get lost, right? Huge? Nah, bro. They're not doing it on purpose. If they just wanted to go universes beyond, they would. They're not going to spend a bunch of money on failure sets. These arrogant dickheads think we're fucking clownish fools. They did Magic 30 to try and rip us off. They think we're idiots and they're entitled to all our fucking money. The moths and birds were helicopters. Yeah, exactly, Jess. What's the difference between a bird in Middle-earth and a helicopter? Nothing. It's a fantasy world. Fantasy just means made up. It can be anything. Like, if a demon wants to fuck a dump truck, that's fantasy, right? Like, he just wants to bang a Tonka truck, okay? It makes perfect sense to me because my mama huffed all the fucking glue and left me sitting behind the exhaust pipe of a car for fucking 2 days after I was born. Remember when real villains like Leshrac roamed around and would have just stomped every character right now? Listen, who needs Leshrac when you can have Valgavoth? Remember when Valgavoth knocked that guy down with his wing? Remember that? Remember that? Remember when Valgavoth knocked down Elspeth with his wing? And then Elspeth was somehow covered in sticky crap she had to cut off that the story didn't tell us about or whatever? You know? It's like, what? What? Not Elspeth, the Wanderer. That's who it was, the Wanderer. Sorry. Remember when Valgavoth knocked the Wanderer over with his wing? Remember that epic moment? Real big crazy villain. Remember that? So gross. So crazy. Remember when Valgavoth got stabbed one time and then went, I'm going into the attic to hold Luke because I'm sad now. Wow, what a compelling villain. Christ says, I recall Frodo jumping his Harley over the Balrog. The craziest thing is, back in the day, when Kaladesh came out, I made a video saying, vehicles, helicopters, cars, and Magic the Gathering are completely ridiculous. Do you guys remember Lord of the Rings? Do you remember when Gandalf drove a tank in Lord of the Rings? And then there was a little Gandalf driving a tank across the screen. It was edited into the video. And now we're at the point where Gandalf can't. There are tanks. They put tanks in War of the Spark. Gandalf can crew them. So literally, you literally have Gandalf can drive tanks in Magic. The most absurd example that I could come up with already exists in Magic, and we're just going so far beyond it. And it's so funny to have people go, come along, who cares? This doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter to you. It matters to us. You don't get to decide that it doesn't matter to us, just like we don't get to decide that you have to care and be fucking angry about it. That's how it works. Nobody's, oh, you know what? Jeff147 doesn't like that we're talking about this, guys, so we all have to stop and change our opinions for him. I can't like my thing if you guys aren't liking it. Well, that's your fucking problem, isn't it? Right? You want to like fucking dog shit? Go ahead. Eat dog shit in your own fucking room. Knock yourself out. I'll be over here going, I don't want dog shit in my mouth, thanks. Don't say that, because I like poop mouth, and you're making me feel like it's a bad choice, and I'm not smart. Fill your mouth with shit, bro. Go ahead, cram it in every hole. I don't fucking care. Did any characters die? Listen, man, what do you think? This is a death race? Like, oh, wait, no, that's right. It is a death race. Yeah, bro. Like 15 major characters died. It's definitely not like they went through this whole race and it doesn't mean anything. It's definitely not like at the end of this, nothing had changed. Nobody gives a shit about the spark because who cares? You can just go through Omen Pass. This is a very meaningful story that is going to have widespread impact on the overall Magic the Gathering, like multiverse, really. It makes perfect sense. Christ says, you shall not room! With the Gandalf staff. Jess, you didn't smoke today? Good job, buddy. Good job taking care of yourself. Yeah, Rowdy, exactly. Playing Magic, the art, the story, compelling stuff. Makes you feel as if you're a powerful planeswalker. And now, I'm supposed to feel like a powerful planeswalker? Summoning up stupid cards for a fucking death race? You know, I could summon up a demon, but what if I summoned up a demon stuck to a monster truck? Ugh. Oh, don't even get me started on Duretti. Duretti, who is this big fucking hulking dude in his fucking crazy, like, spider leg contraption artifact that he's built for himself, and now he's just a fucking sad old greaser dressed like he's in fucking Grease Lightning or whatever, right? Pack of smokes rolled up in his arms, sitting in his fucking wheelchair, working under a car. Wish my kids would visit me. Like, holy shit. Way to take somebody who was epic and turn him into a fucking lameoid. Really? Why does he not have his awesome fucking spider mech shit? And it's like, well, shut up. This wheelchair is just as cool. Is it? Is it? Millmaster's Loot's real name, Max Speed. Loot's real name is fuck you. Fisher. Oh, yeah, don't forget the impact of Basri being a cat freak now, right? Gerthul, yeah, it's more wacky races and death races, for sure. Rowdy, yeah, I mean, Out of the three worlds that they're dealing with, I find the what's it called? Come on now, Amonkhet to be the most compelling of the three. The new Chandra's ability suite feels like it was originally Duretti's. Could have been. It definitely doesn't feel like Chandra, right? But they're like, we gotta hit this vehicle theme, so we'll just have Chandra summon up endless motorcycles. This is the dumbest thing ever. Summoning up motorcycles. I summon a motorcycle, and then I fire magic you because I put out a motorcycle. Like, curious if there's any timestamp as to how far past the defeat of the Phyrexians in Toronto. Nothing means anything anymore. No, it doesn't matter. There's no real fucking timeline. They're just going to do whatever the hell they want. Look at Kamigawa. They were just like, oh, yeah, no, that Kamigawa stuff, that was a long time ago in the past. So now, current Kamigawa is a techno world because we want to do CyberCon 2077. Do I want to bet Jason Vraska are legally required to appear in every set story now? They just want to have some kind of through line with loot where we're supposed to think, Jason, wow, are they going to reset the multiverse? Into what? Endless fucking garbage? A multiversal reset is not an exciting concept when the people who are making the stories are lazy hack dipshits who can't do a fucking good job. There's nothing exciting about a reset where we lose everything that fucking happened that was of interest and just get complete worthless fucking trash going forwards, right? Jess, bring back Thralls. Oh, there's a random throwback from the old Sarpedia days. The Thralls were actually a giant menace. You know, they were a real problem. Even the Phyrexians were worried about them. They basically overran everything. Abuk, you own 3 motorcycles and you still think they're dumb in Magic. Exactly. They just don't belong in Magic. That's it. It's crazy that people are, it's Magic. It could be anything. No. Magic the Gathering is fucking swords and sorcery style fantasy. That's what it is. There are some outlier cards. People try and go, what about Rocket Launcher? What about it, idiot? Yeah, they made a card called Rocket Launcher, and I hated it when they made it, and it doesn't feel like it fits into Magic the Gathering, so what's your fucking point? Well, that existed. Yeah, it did. And did you miss the part where I said I fucking hated it, and it doesn't fit? No, but it exists! How do you think this is a point? How fucking stupid are you? For real. It's such an idiotic point to make. They had battle mechs in Invasion. Yup. Fucking hated them. They do not belong in Magic the Gathering. Yes, they've made similar mistakes in the past on a smaller scale. That does not justify what's going on now. It's like if I said, hey, that house is burning. And you won, well, it's burnt a bit here and there before. Oh, I guess we shouldn't worry about letting the house burn down then. And just let it burn. I don't know why you're against house burnings. Their living room burnt before. For real. Do you have a human brain in your head? Do you have some kind of fucking did your mother fuck a gerbil and make you? What is wrong with you, idiot? Loot is the key to Spider-Man meeting. That's Universe Beyond. They're not gonna mesh. They're not meshing those pots. Can't imagine how god-awful the Return to Tarkir art will be. There's probably just going to be a bunch of random slush crap shoved in there, honestly. Yeah, Zeri, exactly. Boats are fine. Skyships are fine. Chariots. There's tons of vehicles you can put in Magic that feel proper, right? You can even make like a similar car kind of contraption cart, as long as it's some clunky cobbled together with wood thing, maybe made by goblins or whatever, right? But none of this techno crap. Ness says if Magic could be anything, why is it so lame now? Exactly. Yeah, Habanero, exactly. When Sarpedia fell, 2 dominant warring races left in the ruins were the Thalids and the Thralls. And the Thralls overran the Thalids eventually. And the Thalids were actually created from the Thralls. Elven, I believe it was Elven. Elven experiments on Thralls created the Thalids. Constructs powered by magic are not the same as space mechs. Exactly. Exactly. Zira, yeah, man, I know. I felt the same way. I was like, we're going back to Kamigawa, cool. And then I found out what they were doing. I'm like, this isn't Kamigawa. This is just you're terrified that your stupid futuristic set won't do well. So you're taking Kamigawa's skin and squeezing it over it. So you like Kamigawa, right? We're going back. We're going back. No, we're not. We're going to Future World. Fuck you, right? I hate it. I hate it. Same crap they did when they wanted to do a fucking Minecraft set, and that fucking fell through. And they're like, okay, so the Minecraft crossover fell through. Now we're doing a Jurassic Park crossover. So we need dinosaurs? And they're like, Ixalan has dinosaurs. Well, shove the Minecraft world into the middle of it. And it's like, well, that'll completely undermine the story and ruin everything that's come before this and whatever. Fuck you, do it, right? Hewed, I haven't done any lore videos on Thralls specifically. I did do a lore video on the creation of the Thalids using Thralls, though. Beef, slush art, slush ideas. Yeah, man. 100%. This is Magic's current lowest point. It could theoretically get lower. It could theoretically go lower than this. I don't know how, but if you had asked me last year how we could go lower than Markov Manor and Thunder Junction, I wouldn't have known that either. Yeah, Habanero, I know. The whole Sarpadian Empires, the Fallen Empires concept was really cool. I actually really enjoyed the flavor of it. Obviously, it wasn't the most beloved set because it was kind of... they made a bunch of choices that didn't really work well together, right? There wasn't a lot of really like oomph cards and all the ones that had the same artwork, so the set was smaller. It had a number of flaws, but I loved Fallen Empires. Gerthulu, some new players don't care about Magic lore, and the thing is, you're not going to get new ones that care about the Magic lore because they're not making it anymore, right? It's like if you had a bakery and you used to sell bread, and now you have cardboard cutouts of bread, and you're just like, oh, nobody cares about bread anymore. No, they do if you have real loaves. There will be some people who come for the cardboard loaves and not know the difference, but people, like, you will get people who care about the bread if you make it out of bread instead of cardboard. You know? Did Slivers have much lore? They factored into like the whole Wrathy plan, but there's not a ton of Sliver lore, no. Oh, man. It's a rough time to be an old school diehard fan of Magic the Gathering. Larry, you think that Wizards doesn't have any restrictions anymore? Of course they do. Here are the restrictions. They're not allowed to give us better quality. They're not allowed to give us product at a reasonable price. They're not allowed to give us a bunch of good singles, especially reprints, in a regularly priced set. They have all kinds of restrictions. They're all just based on fucking us now. That's the difference. That's it. So yeah. They definitely have restrictions. But unfortunately, they're all based on hosing us. I wonder how long it takes before the power creep pushes Magic to the point where people are just like, yo, this isn't even fun to play anymore. Because it's been accelerated to an insane degree. A lot of what Wizards does just feels like desperation, right? Millmaster, that's kind of switching up. Jugs are are back on the menu. They're really trying to put real world culture into their inspired worlds. I mean, well, they used to take inspiration, like for Magic's history, they've always taken inspiration from things here or there, but they made it feel uniquely Magic, right? Like Ravnica is centered around the whole concept of creating like it's based on like European cities and shit, right? But it felt like an actual Magic concept. And now this doesn't feel like they took like you can't actually take race cards and turn it into a fucking Magic card setting. They're trying to do the impossible, right? You can't take something that's fundamentally not magical and adapt it into it the way that they've done it. They just like they're going out of their way to try and make it not feel like Magic the Gathering at all in the trailer. They use the word, they only reference magic once by talking, use people's souls as your magical fuel. Okay, cool, whatever. You literally have soul-stealing magic, and I feel nothing, which is crazy, because soul-stealing magic and repurposing people's souls is one of the most heinous and amazing ideas with Magic. That's genuinely an incredible concept, and I've seen it done in a lot of different ways that I like, but to power a fucking monster truck for a stupid race that doesn't mean anything, who cares? Who gives a shit? Oh, we go and trap the spirits of this, and then you use them to power cars. You're fucking losers. This is pathetic. You know? Wizards will start. Nest, give it time, man. Give it time. More and more stuff will push it in that direction, bro. For sure. Turn 1, turn 2 wins. You know? Yeah, the Riptide Project attempted to resurrect the Slivers, and they were successful, and then their island got overrun by the Slivers. That absolutely happened. That was the Onslaught block that happened in. Remember that? The power of the Mirari corrupting and changing people? Looks like there might be problems with the collector boxes for Innistrad Remastered. I'll have to look into that, I guess. Jess, it's a matter of taste, man. Some people love slivers. Some people love elves, merfolk. There's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different options for creature choices, depending on like what kind of tribal you want to play. Evan, looking forward to Dragonstorm. I assume what you're saying is you're looking forwards to the Tarkir set that's coming up, like mid-year or whatever. Habanero, you're reading about soul eaters in an old 3rd edition D&D book, and what was most fascinating is they're considered the most vile of all sentient existences. Even most evil beings revile them. Yeah, I mean, consuming souls is just destroying them utterly is a pretty wild thing to do. But in a monster truck, in Magic the Gathering, right? Bot says turn 5, 8/8 with trample and absolutely no downside. Yep, card design is in a real good place now. Turn 5. Yeah, Llanowar elves, right? Weren't Llanowars in Foundations, right? You can speed that up. It ain't gonna be no 5th turn 8/8, bro. Probably like a 3rd turn. Rowdy, that's what happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! The power creep got so high that turn 1 kills are normal in the game. What's even the point? Just flip a coin, okay, you win. You know, like Magic had that problem with its like the oldest formats at a certain point. Yeah, Fisher, Mirari getting turned into Memnarch was cool, man. That was funky. Cthulhu, you can't find anyone who will let you play slivers. Nah, Book, don't let him trick you, bro. Don't let him trick you, son. That's just a bunch of pointless nonsense. Spurl, you liked good creatures having a downside. I have no problem with them removing the downside from big creatures. It doesn't feel like it was necessary, really, right? But the power level that they're making these creatures at now is it's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. What do they print next year? Because it's got to move the needle, right? You're already going to have this stuff in your deck, right? So it's just getting insane. I would never suggest returning to the very beginning where there was like a lot of essentially unplayable garbage giant creatures, right? Mold Demon? Are you kidding me? Like, Beef, it should feel like chess, not solitaire. It's boring. It's boring to play a game where people are just going to win on the first turn. Lord of the Pit was alright. But I mean, 7 mana for a 7/7 flyer, you have to feed a creature to every turn or you take 7 fucking damage, you know? Nah. Old Magic had its charms, but it certainly wasn't perfect, you know? I am definitely not one of those people who's just like, everything was better back then. The choice to make spells really powerful, like you have huge creatures with huge drawbacks, and then ultra efficient creature destruction, like Swords to Plowshares. It's like, I spend all this mana on this giant creature. And it was inconsistent, too. Big creatures had to have drawbacks. Force of Nature, I have to pay 4 mana every turn, or it's going to do 8 damage to me. Meanwhile, a Shivan Dragon, where is its downside? It's a 5/5 flyer that breathes fire. Mahamoti, where's its downside? It's just a big fat flyer, you know? Although, hilariously enough, a Mahamoti by today's standards, 6 mana for a 5/6 flyer, people are like, what is this crap? It's like, this used to be a big rare back in my day. Man, it's just a bummer. It's just, you want to love the Magic sets. You want to engage with them. You want to enjoy them. And this one is just, I just keep looking and going, this is awful. Stupid roads across the card. Get excited to burn rubber gas. Let's all huff some gas. Did you leave the window open, Sita? I can smell Aether fumes on you. So the entire world just stinks like fucking Aether gas, is what you're saying. Why did this never come up before? Why was this never mentioned before? Oh, that's right, because it's made up horse shit like the whole fucking slavery thing that you just made up for this fucking story. Xeria, they're never going to do anything to stem the power creep. Those days are over. Those days are over. That was for the days of like Mirrodin into the Kamigawa block. Where like, this block is too strong. We got to like weaken it down with this. Now, if they go, this block was too strong, the next one has to be stronger. That's it. That's it. We got to obsolete those previous cards. Like, the cards printed in the last couple years are so much more powerful than almost all the Magic cards that have been printed throughout the history of the game. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's just going to get nuttier. It's just going to get nuttier from here. Chim, Aether isn't people's souls. It's the magical lightning energy stuff on Kaladesh that's just in the air. And apparently it stinks. And it just having the window open in your house can have everything stink. But nobody's ever mentioned this about the world of Kaladesh before. It's never fucking mattered. But yeah, I guess it was all the slaves keeping all the fucking windows closed, and they just didn't bother to mention that shit to us. Gerthulu, exactly. There was none of that in Kaladesh, but they so desperately in the story wanted to be like, you need to know Sita's a good person, so she's happy that the slaves have been freed. What slaves? You never told us there were any. Listen, be excited about her, bro. She's a good person. No, I want to revisit the part where you made a world 7 years ago that had slaves in it and didn't mention that to us at all. So you support slavery now? Because the way your company operates is they disavow like everything. And if you have it in there, that means you're super for it. So what's the deal? No, it wasn't there. Well, then how can it be gotten rid of now? We're supposed to love Sita. Because listen, read it. It's not here no more. It's gone now. Well, for it to be gone, it had to exist. No, it didn't exist. It didn't. This is the same company that's like, Thunder Junction, there's literally nobody who lives here. Nobody lives on the world. Now we don't have to deal with the whole taking people's land thing. And then they also want to have the quotes of, you think that you own this land because of some mark on a map? You don't own nothing. You just own an idea. And it's like, you can't own an idea, idiot. Nobody lives here. So yeah, they can own the land. Make up your mind, you stupid Listen, this flavor text is me owning people. Like yeah, look, I'm going back in time and undoing the stuff that the cowboys did to the Indians with this, but we definitely don't want that conversation, so it's not in the set at all. And there are no people here. Also, there are resident cactus people. I thought you said nobody lives here. Well, see, the cactus people came to life at the exact moment that everybody came to Thunder Junction. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's nobody living there. But check it out. There's like these dragon people, and Akul is like this crazy outlaw from the dragon people. Oh, what world do they come from? Oh no, they're native to this world. But you just said nobody lives here. Yeah, the plane's totally empty and nobody lives here. Nobody did. It's just an empty plane. Okay. And then Geese and Giraffe, they animate a whole army of the undead to stop a train. I thought you said nobody lives here. Yeah, nobody lives here. So where'd those bodies come from? Don't worry about it. Then 2 installments in the story later. So Geese and Giraffe come across this cemetery. And they go, wait, how can there be a cemetery in an uninhabited world? What? How did these dead bodies get here? You don't get to ask that. You animated a whole army of undead to stop the train. You don't get to fucking ask why there are undead on Thunder Junction like 4 days after you animated an army of the undead. You don't get to do this. You don't get to do this. You don't get to eat hot dogs all day and then 4 days later go, there are no wieners in this world. How are there hot dogs here? Ziria Super Chat says, who gave planning permission for Muruganda? They're colonizing the plane, or can we not say that because it's not nice? That's true. Muruganda has no choice in the matter. They just ran roads through it. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What about the native inhabitants? That's an excellent point. And Ziria, you are now Lord of the Board. Ziria, oh wait, no, what, Jess, what are you saying? Imagine the bodies of them from the future sent back in time and buried. You know what? That would actually be kind of cool. I like that actually as an idea. If it's like, yo, there are, nobody died here. How can there be bodies here? And it's like, these dead corpses were sent here from the future using temporal magic. That's not a terrible idea. But you know, that would actually add some kind of coherence to it. So they can't have that. They can't have that because they've got to use a bunch of underpaid writers who don't give a shit about magic and are just taking whatever job they can get. And Wizards doesn't care because they don't even read the fucking stories after they get them back. I would be massively embarrassed to be involved with the lore at Wizards of the Coast. It is a massive fucking embarrassment to say, there's no servants. Next paragraph. So why didn't you have the servants wake you up? I didn't want to, Dad. So how could he ask you that if there are no servants? What do you mean there are servants? What about the previous paragraph where Sita was like, I can come and go as I please now because there's no servants. Well, look, you're just supposed to be like, yeah, she can do what she wants and she's sneaking out to go driving whatever. Okay. So I had to say there was no servants. Okay. And now there are servants. Why? So she can be like, my dad likes slavery, but I don't because I'm good and he fucking sucks. Wow, Sita, you're awesome and cool and brave and powerful and I love you. You're such a good person. You're such a good person. Did you have anything to do with there not being slaves anymore? No, but I like it. Okay, wow, you're such a good person. Wow. It's almost like pretty much everybody is against slavery. What a brave stance. We all fucking hate it, but you're amazing. You're amazing. We don't all hate it. My dad, this arbitrary character, he hates it. He loves it. He loves it. He hates that it stopped. So Dad, I'm good, and you should be excited about me. This is a good story. Zero, you think the angry lizard folk on Muragana would be annoyed at being called non-inhabitants? Yeah, they have a bunch of like random like tribal warriors and shit too, right? Anti-Master, the lore sounds like it was AI generated. Here's the crazy thing, bro. AI would probably be more coherent. AI would probably realize this up here is a direct contradiction to this. I can't say there are no rats in existence and then say the rats went to dinner. I believe an AI is intelligent enough to actually figure out the difference versus the human writers who can't remember what they wrote a fucking paragraph ago. Now, I will, to be fair, say that when you have your own creations, it can be harder to spot flaws because your brain just kind of drifts over them. So, if I'm being more charitable, I could say it's not the author's fault as much as it is the people who read it afterwards at Wizards who didn't bother to care about the story. Also, I've heard from people saying their audiobook versions of the stories have all kinds of errors and are just edited really shittily. Armstrong, who wins the race? Basri. The desert guys do, bro. So yeah, I mean, I feel like an AI could be, you could feed the story into an AI and it would go logical inconsistency, logical inconsistency, logical inconsistency, logical inconsistency. Can we get these fucking hack writers something like that? Like a little piece of software where they can stick their story and the story goes, "Dear moron, if you say there is no moon, and then you talk about the moon being there and affecting the tides of the earth, you look like an abject fucking fool. You cannot say something doesn't exist and then proceed to talk about how it does." Like, it's the most obvious shit on earth. I hate it. I fucking hate that I get punished for paying attention. I hate it. It's not fair. Why should I be punished for being intelligent enough to understand that when you say there are no servants, that means there's no servants? And then when we get to the next part and you talk about there being servants, you fucking said there weren't servants, man. So stupid. Nerdvana, what's up, buddy? That says Aetherdrift. The only way to win is to not play. I'm still playing Magic, man. If I ever stop having fun playing Magic, I'm done with all this shit. I'm just done with it. I ain't gonna bother. You know what I mean? Like, I stick around hoping for better, but if I'm done with Magic, then I'm done hoping for better, right? So, there is a small part of me every once in a while that's just like, man, I wonder what life would be like for me if I just fucking straight up was like, yeah, I don't care about this anymore. I don't feel that way, and I can't make myself feel that way, and I'm not going to fake it and force myself to quit when I feel like I don't want to. But what would it be like if I just stopped giving a shit at all? You know? Jess, it's the dumb getting back at the smart for being smart. I don't think that at all. Honestly, if I'm being real, I think what it is it's sloppy, lazy writing by somebody who's not getting paid enough and doesn't care. They don't care about the property. Wizards doesn't fucking care and doesn't give them all the details they even need to write the story. So you're uninformed, underpaid, and you don't care. How good a job are you going to fucking do, right? Like, in my ranting, I will be insulting sometimes, but ultimately, I don't think that the writer of the story is an abject idiot. I just think that what they have done is lazy, fucking idiotic garbage. Do you know what I mean? Total, do I play Arena? Yeah, pretty much like every day. I have 650,000 gold on there now. Hundreds and hundreds of wild cards. I got gems. I actually went back through my, like when I first started too, I was completing sets. I went back and looked through some of the old sets. Theros Beyond Death, there was only 3 uncommons that I needed 1 copy of to have a complete playset of every common, uncommon, and rare from the set. Not mythic rare, but rare complete, uncommon complete, common complete. And it was that way with a bunch of different sets. So my arena count is fucking loaded down. And I play pretty much every day. I played a couple hours ago, actually. It's rare a day where I don't play Magic, actually. Cthulhu the Dothy. Oh yeah, the shadows trapped between the worlds. That stuff was pretty cool, man. Oh, the story is just terrible. Christ says activist writers care a lot, just not about Magic. Bro, you know what, man? I appreciate the super chat, but I gotta say, I don't think this is anything close to being an activist writer. I don't think Wizards is hiring some kind of activist writer at all. I think they're just hiring somebody to do the fucking job. And I think that person doesn't give a shit. I don't think that they have deeply held beliefs that they're trying to impart through the story. I don't think that any of it. I think it's just somebody like mercenary level, just doing the job, taking the money, cranking out some crap for Wizards, and putting in the level of effort that Wizards will let them get away with. You know what I mean? If you can get the exact same pay and do 1/3 the work, you're only going to do the full work if you genuinely care. Otherwise, you're just going to, if you're just there for the money and don't give a fuck, you do the minimum to get the money, right? Jess, bro, anticipation is a powerful force. So get excited for that game, bro. That's right, Total. Your opponents can't tell you can't play slivers. All they can do is concede instantly on you. Well, fair enough, Christ. I haven't looked into it, bro. So at this point, I'll just take your word for it. Ultimately, I don't honestly give a fuck. I just want a good story, man. I just want a good story. I enjoyed the Bloomborough story. It's not like it was top tier writing, but it was enjoyable. And it didn't have a bunch of incoherent garbage where you're just like, what is this? This doesn't make sense. It didn't contradict itself. I hate stories contradict themselves in giant obvious ways that should be really evident when you're putting it together. It's a really frustrating scenario. Yeah, Magor, you love Theros Beyond Death? Yeah, I was whatever about it, pretty much, you know? Yeah, Wizards of the Coast, the choices they make, it's just... Well, what can I say, my friends? Beep, beep, vroom, vroom, buckle up, because they're going to pour more gas on this fire before anything else happens, that's for sure. Yeah, the Theros Beyond the Death story was like 16 sentences. It was so stupid. Elspeth had many battles and won them all. And then she stuck fucking Heliod under a rock. And then she left forever. And Calyx was like, oh no, I'm chasing her and I want to go after her. I wish I could. Oh, I will then. Okay, bye. And he just became a planeswalker and went after Elspeth. You're like, sorry, what? What happened? Why can Calyx go after her? Shut up! Fuck you! Right? Doesn't make any sense. Nerdvana, you're gonna write a story about Guff rewriting history so Bo LeVar can still be alive? We're going back in time now, bro. Kenny, you would have liked to see a Bloomborough native become a planeswalker? That was a victim of the commanderification of Magic. We will start to get new planeswalkers for real probably like a year and a half-ish from now, because Wizards of the Coast was like, Commander's everything, and you can't use planeswalkers as Commander. Despark everybody. Despark everybody. Change the story for March of the Machine. Change it. Change it. We were originally going to have Elspeth sacrifice herself. Now she runs out into the Blind Eternities and something and throws the Silex in it. Blows holes in everyone's planeswalker sparks. And also, Nahiri doesn't lose her spark that way. She just puts it in a rock and then goes, oopsie, and drops the rock. Why did she do that? Because we have slush art to use. Okay. All right. But isn't that really stupid? Also, like, what about the fact that her arms are giant Phyrexian spikes? Oh, they're just not anymore. How? Shut up. So her spark's in a rock and she breaks it. What? Yep. Okay, then. All right. So fucking dumb. So dumb. Huge, you don't think you can give up Magic? It's part of your life and that's why it hurts to see this stuff? Bro, I feel you. When you say it's a part of who you are in some ways, I get it. I've been playing Magic for over 30 years, and I have made a ton of friends and memories through this game. Just there's so many different experiences layered in. It's it almost feels like Magic is inextricably linked into my existence, which is hilarious when people are, you need to stop because you hate the game. And it's like, bitch, I love this game more than you ever will. Shut your fucking mouth. If the universe could measure the love of Magic and incinerated the one who had less of it, guess who would be on fire? You, not me, right? Like, if I just want to make stuff bitching and hating on things, there's much bigger things I could hate on that would get me 1 million more fucking views, right? Why would I fucking do this? Doesn't make any sense. It is illogical. Will they change what defines a planeswalker for Marvel? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make Marvel cards into planeswalkers like they did with like Boo and Minsk, or if they're just going to sidestep the whole thing by having planeswalkers inserted as like extra bonus cards in the set. I do not know 100% how they're going to go with this, because remember, it's commanderification. So when they designed the Marvel set, they weren't worrying about getting more planeswalkers into people's hands. They're worried about creating way more legendaries for people to use as commanders. Workshop, it ain't that simple for me, buddy. If it was for you, good. I mean, ultimately, I know deep down underneath that I can continue my life without Magic the Gathering. It's not like I need it to live, but it means a lot to me, and I ain't willing to give it up. That's the reality. If one day I am, cool, fine, whatever. I'll flow with that, but I'm not there yet. They've done all this, and I'm still not there yet. Will there be a Planeswalker Loki? I mean, that's one way to go with it. If you're going to have Planeswalkers, pick somebody who is like God level and would be able to travel to different realms. It remains to be seen. Doctor Strange would also be an option, yep, for a Planeswalker. I couldn't tell you examples from things like Spider-Man because I don't know a ton about Spider-Man, right? So, ultimately, yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends, to have this discussion with me. I will get back with you guys tomorrow, all right? So, travel safe as you leave the parking lot, and watch out for the Chainsaw Man.